Hey everyone, as the third part of this series, we are going to make our bottom tab bar to look awesome with the custom icons and colors, and we will also create a font config where we can add custom font from the downloaded ones, whichever you want. So, if you have followed the last video where we made the four tabs and created the tailwind integration. So, now we will install one package called Expo Vector Icons for the tab icons. Then we will style for the active tab and then add a custom font using Expo font and integrate in our layout.tsx. As a first step, we will install the Expo Vector icon. So let's add it by hitting command pnpm install at Expo Vector Icons. Once it is installed, now let's head over to layout.tsx, import it here, Expo Vector Icons. There are multiple icons which the Expo Vector provides, like and design, feather icon, FontAwesome icons, etc. First, we will add as we have the four tabs: home, work, profile, and settings. Let's go to the icons.expo.fyi and let's search for a home, and from the feather icon let's add this icon by copy this, add it here, and as we have tabs in here, now we will customize some options in here with the tabs. In here we have the screen options as a prop, so let's add it, and inside this we have like this, we can get the route as a single prop and then pass it like this. So as for the each route we can customize the its inner styling. For example, if I go to the tab bar show label to the false, then it is not going to show the label. First, we have to start the server by hitting command npm start. That's it. Reload our app. As you can see, we cannot see the labels now. If I made it true, then we can see the labels. Let's comment it and let's add the tab bar style like this and give it a color of, let's say, background color as a white, and then let's give it a border top width or a 0 let's give, and let's give it a height of 80. So it is properly aligned now. Now let's we configured the style for the tab bar. Now let's style the tab bar icon. For that, just like screen options, we are getting the route as a prop. Now we can get multiple props like focused, color and size. Let's give it a tab bar icon like this. And inside here, first we have to return something. For that, let's return a view for now, just like this. Inside this, we will have the feather icon here. For that, let's give it as a name of home, and here you can see we have got the all four icons as a home. But to give the specific icon for the each tab, what we'll have to do is let's create a one variable called icon name like this, and one more variable for its label. Let's give it a let label is equal to empty string, and After that, we'll create a fs block where if the route dot name is equal to home, then set the icon name is equal to home and label as home, capital home, like this, and else if route.name is equal to work, then we will just duplicate these things to make it work. Just like that, you can add for the other tabs also. I'll just duplicate this. Like this, and after this we can change this to the icon name as icon name, and let's give it as any, so we won't get the error. But as the feather icon doesn't provide such good icons which we can use, so let's import the icons. For that, we can just duplicate this icons, icons like this, and let's use it here. Once you do that, for work, we can, let's find one icon for work. Let's say work as a briefcase. We have the briefcase. Here you can see. Let's search for a home. Okay, so we have to change this to index because the route name is a index, not a home. So it will reflect the home icon, work icon, profile, and settings icon like that. And as we have to configure the label for that, what we'll do, we'll add, let's say, focus, and then only we'll render a text like this, and let's give it a label, and let's make it false so it won't show the label for the each icon. And now let's style this view. We'll add a style class, and in here let's give it a background color as, if it is focus, then give one color, else give it a transparent. In here, let's add a color of 3B82F6 like that. As you can see, it is a blue color, and let's give it as a border radius as a 999. Then let's give it a padding horizontal, let's say 10, padding vertical as a 8. Let's give it a flex direction as a row, align items as a center, then gap as a 6. As we can see, it is styling a good way. And now let's also add a style for here. Let's give it a color of white, then font size of 14. It is still too much. Let's try with the 12, and let's also add a color for here as a white like this. But if it is only on focus, then give it a white, else keep it as a grayish color like this. And we have to also give it a width, so it will take the auto. Let's give it a auto. It will take the minimum width, but it is not taking, so we have to adjust it by manually. And let's also give it a height of, this looks great. And we have to also give it a height, flex direction as a row, align items as a center, justify content as a center like this. So whenever I switch the tab, it is going to add the background color and also the label for each tab. But as you can see, for the settings, it is not working perfectly. So let's give it a bit more width by trying 80. Let's give 82, 84. Yeah, this looks fine. And when I switch to the different tabs, we can see the active tab like that. And for this focused div, what we can do, let's add also justify content as a center, so it will come to the center like that. Yeah, there we go. Now let's also add a size prop to this by giving it a 20. It's too much, let's give it a 16. Yeah, this looks good. And also make it as a font width of 500, so it will look a bit bold like that. So as you can see, we have just added the icons in the bottom tab, and as it is focused, it is showing us the label and changing the colors. Now let's add the font in our layout.tsx. We have to first install the entire font and download it from the Google. For that, we have to first download the font and add it in our assets folder, as here the space mono font is. So let's go to the fonts.google. Let's search for DM Sans like that. Get font, download all the fonts. Once it's installed, then add it to your assets folder. So as I have added the fonts in here, before that we'll have to import some things. First import the star as splash screen from Expo splash screen like that. And we have to also import the use effect like this, and one more hook from the Expo font. Import use fonts from the Expo font like that. And we'll create one more function for this to work. Let's create a const main layout is equal to const loaded error is equal to use fonts, and let's give it as a DM sans. Like this. After adding this, let's add our use effect in here. We'll add check if it is loaded. If it is loaded, or if there is an error, then splash screen dot hide async. It means that it will hide the whole screen rendering the app and only show the splash screen, that is the logo of the expo. And after that, we'll have to add here as a prop in use effect as a loaded or error. And if it is not loaded and we don't have any errors, then return null. So now after this, we have to return the root layout as like this, keep it like here, and also we'll have to export this. And after that, when you add, let's say, font of the name which we given here, let's go for the DM sans medium, then it is going to reflect it like here. And even if you refresh it, you can see the font has been changed to DM sans. If I make it bold, you can see it is working as a bold. So that's it, how you can integrate the different fonts and icon in our Expo app. Hope you enjoyed this and learned from this video. See you in the next tutorial.